Ça enregistre? Welcome to the Comic Collective, week 40. Here's how it works. Each week, you're given a new prompt, and it's up to you to answer that prompt by creating a comic. You can either contribute a complete illustrated or animated comic, or you can just contribute the script for others to illustrate. Everything is up for remixing during the week, so feel free to use what has been contributed. It could be great to have multiple takes on the same comic. Last week, you were asked to contribute a comic including the phrase, "and that's what is left." And I'm really happy with the wide variety of interpretations you've allowed the community to see. So here are some of my favorites. Yayun, and that's what's left. Yayun created this very powerful illustration. We're discovering a room step by step with a sort of zoom out through the 3 panels. Someone was writing here and has been interrupted by, I would say by death, but maybe he's asleep. No, I think he's dead, given the position of his body and his right hand. So what is left in that room since he's gone, since he has left, in a way, is still what surrounded him. That room, those so many books, a fairy witness, and that never-ended story or letter he was writing. What I think is really impressive with Yayun contributions is of course a very strong drawing style, but also that she always managed to have and to show really unique ideas, unexpected and quite fascinating. So if you haven't done it yet, I really recommend you to subscribe to her work. You won't be disappointed. The next one I'd like to highlight is Complete Them All by Nick D'Augustine. I made a personal masterpiece and my heart was filled with joy. I showed it to some people, but they say they didn't like this and they didn't like that. So I did everything everyone said, whittling away at my creation in order to please them all. And that's what's left. So it's about an artist revising his work again and again to please everybody. And I thought it was a very interesting perspective because what is left in the end is almost nothing. So yeah, definitely just don't try to please everybody and try to please yourself first. So the next one is by J. Chris Wong and it's fantastic. 3 panels, the moon, a man about to hit the moon, and finally a pseudo-scientist explaining the moon phases to 2 kids who are visibly not fooled by this explanation. And I love it, because of the way it's drawn, of course, but also the idea of illustrating that way how adults can get caught lying, whether it is on purpose or not, by kids is something I find hilarious, very well thought, and I just love it. The last one, certainly not the least, is by Kid Ink, and it's so clever. Not only Chuck answers our prompt beautifully, but he also answers Draw's project, Our User Democracy, It's Me, the Internet, and how privacy is involved in that debate. So a man's brain is pictured as a library and is photographed. His mind is read, and in the end we see him awakening, saying, and that's what's left of privacy. And he thinks, in the future everyone will be famous for 15 minutes and public for the rest of their lives. In the description, Chuck mentioned that it's a nightmare, and I do agree so much with that. So yeah, thank you for having contributed this. Now, I am thrilled to announce your new guest curator for the weeks to come. She has contributed to our comic collective in a very noticeable way. She's a great illustrator. I have no doubt she will grace us with amazing new prompts. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Kay vs. World!
Thank you, Frederic. I'm Kay vs. World. I'm really honored to be running the Comic Collective as my resident curator assignment for the month. It's gonna be a good time. It's like one of my favorite projects on the site. We're gonna make a lot of cool shit, guys. So let's get started. For this week, the prompt is, drumroll please, worst day ever. So you have 6 panels or less to create your comic inspired by this prompt. It can be the actual worst day ever, or a funny worst day ever, or, maybe your narrator is just really dramatic. I don't know. So for more direction and suggestions on how you can join in on this, check out the challenge videos below, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys!